Listen in as Paul Olson and Dr. Mike Bina discuss how AER and other professional organizations strengthen individuals and our profession as a whole.
My name is Paul Olson, and I'm the superintendent of North Dakota Vision Services School for the Blind. And I have the pleasure today of talking to and interviewing the legendary Dr. Mike Bina. You have a long history with AER, the Association for the Education and Rehabilitation of the Blind and Visually Impaired. There's 3,000 or 4,000 members of AER nationally. We have a lot of folks nationally who are in the vision profession, who may not be a part of AER. What can AER bring to a professional that's of value?
I've been on a soapbox all my career. I got involved in AER. I realized that if I go to the doctor, I want my doctor to belong to a professional organization. I want my doctor to go to continuing ed opportunities. I want my doctor to be talking to colleagues about the latest surgery they did so the doctors can get better. I find it unusual in our field that belonging to a professional organization is an option. And the reason that a lot of people don't want to join, the expense, and I would break it down. I think it was 31 cents a day for joining AER. We have professional responsibilities to belong to a professional organization. Somebody has to contribute to curriculum development. Somebody has to commit to adding to the body of knowledge of research and publications and doing that. So there's, to me, I always took it very seriously. I think, we all work hard doing lesson plans and doing the instruction for our students, but then there's the weekend work and the evening work where we would do the creative aspect of maybe research or curriculum development or writing an article for publication, but working on policies, working on codes of ethics, working with Bill Weiner through my career. You gotta be serious about this. You just can't be an average service provider. You can be maybe the excellent teacher service provider, but that extra value added opportunity can only come through a professional organization. Brian Garrettson used to always like one of my phrases. I like an AER, CEC, Cosby, all these professional organizations to a health club. That's where you go to exercise your professional muscle. That's where you go to get your continuing ed. But if you don't work out your brain and your just like you got to work out your muscles in the health club. And to me, it was a place, health club, a wellness club. Maybe it was a wellness place, an oasis to go to have confidential conversations with other service providers. We're talking about the frustrations. What do you do? How do you deal with this? But if they're oasis, they're opportunities to get better. So I always took that responsibility seriously. That was a labor of love for me to contribute to AER and through my professional responsibility.
At risk of sounding cliche, I'm just going to say amen. Thank you for talking about the benefits of being an AER or, CEC, the vision division of CEC as well. Very strong because people are strengthened when they are learning together, and the inspiration you get when you see a colleague beside you that's digging into some research. And look, everything's changing, so we need to look at that research. Our landscape has changed entirely, and what we're going to be doing this year and in 2 and 3 years from now is very different than 10 years ago. However, I would say learning how to track across that line of braille is going to be the same. Learning how to, children using a good 2-point touch technique going down the sidewalk with their cane is going to be the same. So those foundational things are there. But thanks for talking about like the research and how being with your colleagues in a professional organization is strengthening.
And Paul, one of the things that strikes me, I've learned too, I think our service providers, TDIs, O&M instructors, the people that work in our schools, public schools and residential schools, I think we underestimate our impact incredibly. I don't think we realize what we do. I think Facebook has helped me realize that some of my students have contacted me, and I find out that they're doing so well in their career. And when they say, gee, thanks coach for this, or thanks for this, I don't think we realize at the time what value we're adding to their lives. And some of it's not what we teach them skills, but it's giving them confidence. It's helping them to believe in themselves, pushing them, making sure they're independent, treating them like kids, not like blind kids, but look at the full potential, look at the high expectation. When you go home at night, you should feel good. You're tired, and you have paperwork to do, and the paperwork increases. But I can tell you, when you look back on your career like I have, when I'm doing it, I calculated, when you start in the field in 1965, it's 2020 now, that's quite a few years. But when you look back on your field and you look at all the students that you work with, and whenever somebody retires, I always remind them, look at all the people that you touched. Look at all the people that you impacted. You should feel really good about yourselves. You should be grateful that you had the opportunity, but what a great job you did. But I don't think they hear that enough. And I think if they heard it more, maybe their morale would be a little higher. But we as administrators, Paul, that's our job, is to remind them what a great job that they do. It's not easy.
For information on the benefits of joining AER, including professional development opportunities, access to member only resources, and job opportunities, go to its website, aerbvi.org. While here, you can sign up to become a member and discover ways to exercise your professional muscle.